captions on. We are live streaming. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to spend time with you all right now. People are coming into the waiting room. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Hi. Hello. I'm LA Marks. Most of you all know me because we have been hanging out every week for the past 3 years. But there's always at least one newbie in the room. So if you want to shout yourself out and say hello, please feel free to say hello in the chat. Uh, I am recently becoming aware because I was pretty much offline for the past week for my fiance's brother's wedding, not really looking at the news. I'm aware that there's some like really bad wildfires happening in Canada right now. So if you're affected by that, or if you're seeing really scary skies, I just want to, I don't know, take a moment to give some healing thoughts to the trees and the earth. Just take a quick moment and do that because it's scary. I was just talking to some people that are kind of in that area. So, that's actually, it actually ties in really well with the theme, sadly, that I wanted to explore with you all today. And yes, we have our new person shouting themselves out in the chat. Hello. Hi, Alicia. Hi, Tatiana. Welcome. You're going to love the theme today. Um, so one of my very close friends is super sick right now, dealing with an unexpected kind of like injury illness thing. And we were just speaking, and I thought I would like to, I don't know, explore this idea of how, I mean, the name of this class is therapeutic poetry, right? We're all feeling this catharsis and this kind of like group positive effect of sharing our feelings and our words together. And so I wanted to actually sort of acknowledge that and explore that a little bit more like directly today. And so the theme today is I'm even like kind of getting over an illness myself. The theme today, I'm calling it collective healing through words and thoughts and mindset. Obviously, some illnesses you can't just think yourself out of, but keeping a positive mindset and not beating yourself up over things can really help the healing process. So that's what I'm going to explore with you all today. And if for any of you, as always, if you're like, that's not the theme that I'm interested in, you can just mute us and you can just enjoy this 30 minutes for yourself and for whatever you'd like to write about. So I have an awesome, awesome quote from Alice Walker that I'm going to read to you. This is from her book, Taking the Arrow Out of the Heart, which I haven't read the whole book, but this quote is just beautiful. No one escapes a time in life when the arrow of sorrow, of anger, of despair pierces the heart. For many of us, there is the inevitable need to circle the wound. It is often such a surprise to find it there in us when we had assumed arrows so painful only landed in the hearts of other people. Some of us spend decades screaming at the archer, or at least for longer periods than are good for us. How to take the arrow out of the heart, how to learn to relieve our own pain, that is the question. I'm going to share that with you in the chat. And I'm also going to share two other quotes with you that I just found because I love quotes. One is from this just kind of like woo-woo spiritual lady, Amy Lee Mercury. Again, I just found this on Goodreads, so I don't know anything about this person, but I did make sure she wasn't like a total weirdo. She said, joy is one of the most essential energetic nutrients. And I like the idea of thinking of a little healing cocktail of different energetic elements. And then as I was prepping for this, no joke, as I was prepping, I opened my Instagram app and I checked out an Instagram story of a friend who is a coach, like a business coach. She coaches like executives and stuff. And she was in the middle of a presentation and she had shared a slide of her presentation that said this: our ability to be resilient is one of the most important traits accounting for our success. More important than intelligence, natural talent, and ability. Growing your grit and learning to bounce back are key. So those are our inspirational quotes for today. And let's just get right into our warm-ups. For all of our new folks, these little warm-ups are just, as a reminder, just getting yourself used to getting a few words down on the page. Don't judge yourself. They're very quick. Just write down whatever comes out. So let's see. I'm going to put 90 seconds on the clock for each of these, just real quickies. We have 2 warm-ups today. So the first one is just want you to reflect for a second on a time that you have healed. Everyone has had to heal from something, whether physical, emotional, environmental. And if you maybe come up with a couple, that's great. Just reflect on that for a moment. Jot down a few ideas that come to you. 90 seconds. All right, time is up for that first one. And follow up, inspired by that cool quote from Amy Mercury. And I'm going to reshare the quotes for those that are just coming in a little late. Warm up number 2, choose one of those things that you've healed from in the past and kind of think of what was the cocktail or the recipe of different elements that really helped you heal. You can name them out however you want, bulleted list, anything that works for you. 90 seconds for that. Just get down a couple ideas. All right, time is up. Okay, now I have one more little piece of inspiration to share with you for the free write. And then, just as a reminder, we save 5 minutes at the end for sharing for anyone that wants to share. I'm going to just share this with you in the chat again. So you can spend the next 15 minutes or 14 minutes maybe expanding on this and kind of turning it into a poem that's either for that person before that had to heal from that thing, kind of going back and healing the past self that's healed already, or you can think about directing this to future self for the next time you have to heal from something, or you could even think about, this person in our community who really needs our healing energy and just sending it to that other person, just putting that out in the kind of collective pot for someone to scoop out of if they need a serving of healing energy. I shared a link to this really cool format by this incredible poet, Adrienne Marie Brown. She called these one-liners. They're kind of like Zen koan kind of style, and they're quite healing in their own way. They're just so beautiful. So if you want a little bit of inspiration for the format, try some of these one-liners and see if you can do these call response ideas, these more sort of Zen tiny thought nuggets. Otherwise, feel free to just go free form. And we've got a good, we'll give you 13 and a half minutes for this, and then we have 5 minutes to share. I'll play a little bit of like music. You want a little music? I don't want to play a little music. Okay, time is up. Hopefully that was fun for you, or if not fun, healing, interesting, soothing. So the way we do it is you can raise your physical human hand if your video is on and you'd like to share, or you can just raise your emoji hand, or you're also welcome to just share in the chat. Aisatu, go ahead.
This day started sunny, 1981. This day started sunny. We were young, anxious to feel warmth. Our daughter new to this world, less than a month old, smelling like baby's breath and baby powder, swaddled in her parents' naivete. Little was known how the day would end. Going for gas, your final lie told. An officer of some southern law ended life that day, bullet through our windshield, our wooden panel sided Vega wagon, nearest witness to tragedy unfolded. Awoke 42 years ago, a soldier, new mother, military wife. By day's end, still a soldier, new mother, and a military widow who still remembers today.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I'm so, so sorry for your loss. Darcy, you want to share?
Sure. So my friend, a good friend of mine, was just diagnosed with breast cancer. So this is for her. When you hear the doctor's words, hear our collective voices, reassuring you, comforting you. Feel our arms supporting you. Know our hearts are one with yours. When you go for treatments, hear our pleas for healing. See our smiling faces. Feel our love surrounding you. Know we're with you in spirit. When your body's out of sorts, hear our words of encouragement. See the sun reflecting off the sand and sea. Feel its warm rays caressing you. Know we're right beside you. When you're whole again, hear our heartfelt thanks. See our relieved expressions. Feel a weight lifted off you. Know our prayers were answered.
Oh, that's so beautiful. I hope you'll share that with your friend, and I wish her a swift recovery too. Finley, do you want to share?
Yeah, this is an epiphany. My feet barely touched the ground. I found myself a teenager from what my mother called a nice area in a city hospital with a lump. It was an unwelcome epiphany. Surrounded by shipyard workers, welders, and all the noise and bustle of care, I learned to read the daily newspaper, to swear and blaspheme openly, and at visiting time discreetly, learning a new language that was the same language. I laughed a lot, taught myself to breathe calmly and control my pulse. The days were very long. And I fell for a Highland nurse and became painfully aware of my youth. With my throat freshly cut, I got an early release because I really wanted to see the Clash.
Oh, thank you for that. That's so good. It's so it's like, of course, we logically know that everyone has had to deal with pain and loss and scary health issues and stuff, but it's you forget. It's so easy to just forget what other people have to go through. Isabella, go ahead.
Okay, I want to share that I shared a link before in the chat, and I'm part of, there's a kind of meditation you do in pairs. And there's one session a day that's in combination with writing, and I shared the link to the blog if somebody's interested. And I was reminded of that because you said before, like it's like a meditation with our hearts, and we don't react to the other person. And we have 1 minute silence in which we just think of the world as embracing, and it's via Zoom, and it's very beautiful. And I wrote this text because I will have a surgery in August, and it's quite scary because it's a cut through my throat, and I had this before, and so it's, yeah, that's what it is. You can do it. You did it before. Prepare your nest to relax, refresh your mind, nourish yourself well, strengthen your bones and muscles. This is the body that will carry you home. Organize support, plan some meals ahead. Have visitors every day to cheer you up. listen to audiobooks, get sidetracked by beautiful thoughts, embrace the world with your heart. Remember the trees, the green leaves, the sun shining, the blue sea waves, the sound of the waves, the birds circling around the ship that is arriving in Greece. Remember some nourishing rain. Take a deep breath and be gentle with the movements. Always wear a scarf. No scars will remain. Drink slowly. Eat soft food. Remember the lemon that refreshed you right after waking up from the anesthetics. You can do it. You'll survive. And then it's done. Another chance for self-care.
I'm so sorry. I have so loud dogs barking behind me, but that's so beautiful. Thank you. Oh, it's so scary with this road, isn't it? And you just have to.
And I had it before, and it's like a very rare chance to have it again, and it's it will be done. Thanks. Thanks for the space. It's really a beautiful invitation, and I really appreciate the space so much.
And thank you for sharing that other resource too. Valerie, go ahead. We can go a little over. If anyone has to leave, I will see you next week, but I want to give everyone a chance to share who wants to. So go ahead, Valerie.
Hey, this may be triggering, so if anyone wants to stop listening just for a minute or two.
Thank you.
Who was she? She was a child. Who'd hurt her? Someone she trusted. Who stood by her family while they ate and drank and laughed. Who stopped the betrayal? No one. Who is she now? She is a child of God. Always was, just didn't know it. Who hurt her? People who were supposed to love her, protect her. Who knew? God knew, but made her stronger, gave her parts to survive the trauma. Who stopped the betrayal? She did, when she would not allow herself back in the memories, when she included her arm and strong hand, stopping another penetration of a knife into her heart and his fingers into her innocent privates.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And you wrote that so beautifully too. That's just, we've shared a lot today. Thank you. Jacqueline? You're still muted. Oh, Jacqueline, you're still muted.
Hi, that was so beautiful, Valerie. It's my first time. Thank you for this opportunity. It's amazing. I'll give it a go. As natives, we make the bows and arrows. Cut orange wood like ember glows until oiled down to brown. Dogwood arrows, feathered at the end. By their colors, we know their makers. It is far easier to be strong and hurt. And it is far easier to be strong and hunt or protect with our bows. Yet few can know the luxury of their own vulnerability. Thank you.
Wow, I am fascinated by that story. That's a little different than I'm curious to know more, but I'll just, if you could share in the chat any little backstory, I would love to know what you're specifically referring to, because it sounds fascinating to me. Alicia.
There we go. I think we've got it now.
Yes.
Okay. There's no map for your undiscovered country. Instead, reach for your recipe book to find your way through, written by eons and generations. For that meal, no one wants, yet everyone is served. A picnic for the sick, a buffet for the heartbroken, and a brunch for the hopeless. Lick your thumb and turn to the page where resilience is the main ingredient for your healing cocktail. Your cup is your soul. The spirit is your swizzle stick. Pour in the hugs from your loved ones, both living and gone. Add in the wise moments from the history of other souls who have persevered through plague, war, and the folly of politics and personality. Slowly fold in 1 part stunned cognizance, 2 parts acceptance, 4 parts from the moral arc of the universe. Sprinkle with perseverance daily. Stir thoughtfully, drink deeply, and know that time does not have an expiration date on the top shelf bottle of hope.
Oh, I love that so much. What a beautiful one to end on, too. Reminds me of chicken soup for the soul, except like the literal recipe for it. I just want to share 2 tiny little ones I wrote. I tried that one-liner style. I said, there is no such thing as one person healing alone. And another one that's a little longer. Maybe there is a reason, maybe there isn't. Maybe the fact that I seek a reason is reason enough after all. I don't know what's best for me or you, but I know I love being alive, and the ugly parts are outweighed by the indescribable beauty of sharing life with you. So thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. Thank you for contributing all of your words and thoughts to our collective healing. And I hope it hit a good spot for everyone here, and can't wait to see you again next week. Oh, and also, hey, just as a little reminder, or not a reminder because you've never heard me say this before, not next week, but the week after that, June 21st, we're going to have a special edition that's going to be focused on Alzheimer's. We're going to be writing about the mind and memory because there's a big like worldwide campaign for Alzheimer's awareness on Midsummer, the longest day of the year. So I'll share more about that in the group, and I'll see if we can send out an email about it too, but definitely try to make it on the 21st.